Here on the 2nd of May, 2013, I put the final touches on Sonic Riptide, the novel. I decided only to make the last chapter 3 pages. But now I feel that I finally finished it. It's been a long process. Ever since I was laid off back in November, I've had time to get into the novel, to get writing, because it's been the process for a few years. Up to the time till end of last year, I had only written 7 chapters, and the book is 18 chapters long. 18 chapters long, with the last chapter being only 3 pages. It's just sort of a wrap up, if you will. But I'm kind of proud of what I did, because Sonic Riptide is all about music. It's all about the love of music, the celebration of music. Because big fan, love music, particularly love classic rock, love progressive rock subgenre. As I love the music of Yes, the Moody Blues, Genesis, King Crimson, Emerson, Lake Palmer, Asia, groups of that era, and that's why I go for the love of classical music. And I put a little bit of myself in Jesse Clemmons, the lead character in the novel. As he plays keyboards, he was classically trained. Unlike me, I wasn't classically trained at all. I wish I was. Because if I wasn't a band, I played keyboards, my favorite instrument would by far be the mellotron. And that's Jesse Clemmons' favorite instrument. I know about, hearing about the mellotron, about how problems come up, like the tapes breaking, or the tape heads go bad, or whatever. That's the downside that I read about the mellotron. But at the time that I've written the the book, the novel, the time I've written the book, the time I didn't know that the mellotron people had developed a digital mellotron. Now, I mentioned that, and this was before I even heard that they did have a digital mellotron. And when I did find out, I incorporated it into the book. And I would love to own a digital mellotron. I think if I owned a regular mellotron, there would be a love-hate relationship. When things go wrong, stupid kid, and go crazy like that, and just absolutely lose it. And people will say, if that gets you so much trouble, why don't you just get rid of the thing? Now, I love the instrument, I love the music. Of course, those problems will develop, and that's why Rick Wakeman got rid of his mellotrons. But I still love the mellotron. And I'm glad that they did invent a digital mellotron. Because tapes break, and they have all the natural sounds of the instrument on hard drive. And that's what's great about the digital mellotron. So you don't have to worry about tapes breaking, or tape heads going bad, or the motor going bad, or whatever. And that's a great thing about it. And so Jesse Clemmons, that's his instrument. And the woman who will later become his wife, the world famous Brazilian diva in the book, that is, Rosângela Ferreira, realizes that. And in the novel, I put a lot of original lyrics in. I've written a lot of original lyrics. I've appeared. I didn't count it, but there's a lot of them, and I hope the readers would find it interesting. And if I compose music, I would love to put a lot of them into music. Play music as well as Rick Wakeman or Michael Pinder or Keith Emerson, the famous keyboardist of that caliber, but unfortunately I'm not of that caliber at all. But in the book I make Jesse Clemmons to be of that caliber, since I've written in the story that he was classically trained, he has a love of classical music, and he was often criticized for that, even in the band. And he tried unsuccessfully when he was with Red Alert to have orchestration on the songs of Red Alert, and they objected to that. And that's one of the reasons he was thrown out of the band, and Red Alert became Moldeneer, and their fame skyrocketed since they loved the party, the rock star lifestyle, the drinking, the drugging, the boozing, the sleeping around with women, and that's something Jesse never believed in. And he stood firm on his beliefs. He never compromised, and he has trouble in the end, thoughts with suicide and feeling worthless and a nobody, and his family didn't understand or couldn't. But eventually God brought him out of it. He met Rosangela and things kind of turned around, and became a great producer, kind of on the caliber of Alan Parsons. Because Alan Parsons is my favorite, one of my very favorite producers, along with John and Dino Elefante. John Elefante, a great singer as well, and as a strong Christian influence in it, though there's the profanity that the characters use are censored. They use foul for the mild profanity and filth for the hard profanity. So there's profanity, but yet there's not profanity. So you don't see the swear words, the profanity, the orc language as I call it. So it's censored by foul and filth, because I wanted to show how depraved Vance Moldeneer and the Stupid Things were. And there's so much in the novel to share that I'm not going to cover everything. But I'm going to miss doing it. I love doing it because that Sonic Riptide is the closest I can ever come to being in a music career, to being in a band. And I show off my lyric writing in the book, and I hope the readers would enjoy that.